The need in Detroit was to connect lawyers with the community development industry. Other cities had really effective pro bono transactional programs to match attorneys at the private bar with nonprofits that were solving community problems, and we didn't have that here in the city of Detroit. So that was the need we were trying to fulfill.
When I learned what services MCR had to provide, I realized that these are exactly the things that the community organizations, the small block clubs, and even the larger nonprofits need in order to get their projects done. And so I was really excited about being a part of that.
I don't think I was practicing for more than a year before I started doing volunteer work. And for me, it was important to find a place that I could give my time and talents to as a corporate and real estate attorney. Until MCR, I thought that the only thing I could possibly do to promote justice was write a check. And it was really good to find out that I could do more.
MCR has evolved from a pro bono service provider to nonprofits into an essential member of the community development system. Because I came to MCR for the technical part of the work, but what really challenged me and what I really learned that it was actually the more human relationship part of the work that mattered most.
MCR assistance to us has really helped expand our capacity. So they've provided legal assistance where we could not afford to, out of our own budget to pay for that. Housing programs, housing development. We're working right now on a public safety initiative. A lot of assistance around vacant property maintenance and vacant property issues. So really, MCR has been almost like an extension of our organization in terms of increasing our capacity to do all the different things that we do.
It's been a relationship that's grown and really has allowed a lot of attorneys who would otherwise be afraid of getting into pro bono to use their expertise that they use in their business profession and their professional lives.
Working with MCR has helped me. It certainly develops skills. Oftentimes you work in an area that you're trying to help a nonprofit group, for instance. They may have a tax question, so you learn a lot about an area of law that maybe you weren't that much of an expert in.
The expansion of services, both in education outreach and in planning and technical, really actually leverage the pro bono work in a way that produces far more impact than pro bono did alone. It's a much more holistic approach to actually developing and transforming communities in Michigan, and I think it's really a great model.
Our neighborhoods and a lot of people in our neighborhoods are still dependent on the kindness, I think, of other people. And so I think that MCR is important to help give those organizations capacity, to help them with longevity, and it's important for lawyers too to feel connected to the communities that they work in.
MCR has been a godparent to our organization. So it made it possible for us to acquire some equipment so that we could be much more effective with one of our side projects of securing vacant homes that are left open to trespass when we can't find the responsible parties to take care of it.
The Community Foundation was trying to figure out how we could really invest in some of the residential neighborhoods, principally on the east side. And the engagement of the community legal resources in bringing the partner organizations on the ground in that neighborhood together were critical to the investment success.
I've seen homes in my neighborhood that have been burned out or have been neglected or abandoned, and the neighborhood associations receive dollars from MCR through this mini grant program to continue to do maintenance on those properties, and it changes the landscape of the block.
I like the relationships that I've built with the people. It's just been wonderful having folks that have know-how, that have other connections, that are willing to share those connections and be as friendly and personable as they are. They really seem to know what's going on the ground and what we're going through, and they're willing to help us do those things.
I see us playing a big role in shining a light on some of our partners and the things they're doing and raising awareness to the rest of the world about the great things that are happening in Detroit and helping all of these small organizations and large organizations that are here to improve Detroit get things done.
Well, we hope to continue to work hand in hand with MCR. I mean, we have like 3 different projects going with MCR right now using some of the best law firms in Detroit. So as we dream up new projects for our community, we always think of how can MCR help us get the technical expertise we need to make those a reality.
There is a disconnect between resources and investment in the city and people wanting to help and do things and the people that are on the ground. There are very few organizations that fit in the middle. And without the ability to connect these things together, very few things will happen. But with that connection operating at full capacity, a lot of things are going to happen.
It's a perfect blend of, to use my favorite words, technical and adaptive excellence. That there is a high quality professional service, now interdisciplinary, right? It's law, it's planning, it's engagement, it's other things. But to combine that with outstanding relationships and adaptive leadership skills, there's no other organization in the community development industry, in my opinion, that blends both so well. Usually an organization will favor one side of the coin or the other, and MCR is a perfect blending of both.
MCR is by far one of the best gems and of the city and legal service providers.
I'm very passionate about seeing Detroit come back alive, and I believe that MCR is going to be part of that growth, is going to be a part of that rebirth of the city and transformation. So that's what I just want to thank this organization for being here for the last 15 years. Congratulations. And I know you're going to be here for the next 15 years. So.